Okay, so little Rc10gt update. So I went with this 12 CVX. It was actually half of a 12 CV with a blown up piston and rod. And then I had a good piston and rod and made one good engine out of two with a new crank, or actually used crank and new bearings and gaskets. I just rebuilt the transmission and a whole bunch of other stuff and the shocks. But unfortunately the videos were too long and YouTube would not let them upload, which is really fucking stupid and annoyed the hell out of me. Anyhow, so the factory transmission came with bronze bushings, not actual ball bearings. This is what I put in there, actual ball bearings. And got rid of this. So the transmission's been upgraded with those ball bearings. You know, slingshot ammo pretty much now, because those are junk. The shock oil that came out was blacker than sin. Pretty much looked like it pretty much looked like that. So I changed that out with some Team Associated AE shock oil, 40 weight, for the front and rear shocks. But like I said, the video of the engine rebuild and the shock rebuild and the transmission rebuild, because they were over 15 minutes, for some stupid reason would not upload to YouTube. I tried, their corrupted files are all sorts of bullshit, so really pissed me off. But that transmission's actually going to come apart again because I ordered a rebuild kit for it. So I will actually make another video about that in there. And other than that, last time you guys seen this, it had the gold-headed CV15 hyper in it. And I'm going to run with this 12 here. These 12s are awesome. Like, they're super good. If you can find them, they're freaking sweet. They run awesome. They last for absolutely ever. And they make really decent power, and they look super cool, especially when you have the old CVEC pipe, the dual output there. I didn't drill this. The exhaust app's actually in the wrong spot. It's supposed to be here, but I got this pipe used. So other than that, you got the servo mounts are back in here and here. I just gotta get servos for it, but the suspension actually works now, compared to what it was before. It was pretty much sitting on the ground. The fuel tank is all clean. After I gave it several treatments of denatured alcohol, it came up pretty nice. This truck also has the Robson racing gear as well. The drive, what do you call them there? You guys can see it, how bad it is, how wore out they are. The stub axles are completely shot on both sides. Let's see here if I can turn that a little bit. Yeah, completely done. So I have a friend who's going to send me a set of those, which is excellent. So I'll make a video about replacing those. But other than that, basically in order to get this thing drivable, I already have all the linkages. All I need to do is put a throttle and brake servo, steering servo, and a receiver. And it should be ready to go. So, and the other thing I'm going to do, this truck is also going to come apart again because there's a lot of dirt and shit everywhere. I'm going to be disassembling the whole truck, replacing all the bearings, all the pins that hold the suspension on, and all the clips. But for electronics wise, I'm not going to be running the piece of shit AA battery pack. Don't ever run those, they're garbage. I'm going to be running a 5-cell nickel metal hydride pack. About a 16 or 1800 milliamp hour unit in the back. This switch is going to be mounted here, and all the electronics are going to go there. So I'll be able to do what I do with my other GT, is just basically plug it in, let it charge, and then take it out and play for days on end without worrying about it. These are garbage. You can upgrade. They leak. The batteries will leak and corrode, and these things break and they fail, and you could end up having runaways and these things fail. Like it'll lose connection if you go over a bump and then your truck can just take off because there's no power all of a sudden. It's kind of like if your old pickup truck's been sitting and the battery terminals are bad, the lights and everything turn off, but you crank the key and it won't start. Same idea. Everything seems like it works up front, but when it gets far away, it doesn't work. So, yeah, basically just a little update on this ye old GT here. I think it's an underside view if you guys want to see. Kind of scratched, but this A-arm here was completely smashed, so I replaced it with a used one that I had. All these pins that hold everything together are all bent, so I'm going to put new ones in. I already have them on order. Yeah. That's it there. I'm not sure if we're going to keep this pipe on here or not. This pipe is for 15 to 18 size engines. This is a 12. But other than that, it should do fine. And also, when I rebuilt the transmission, well, took it apart and put new bearings in it. This is the grease that I used in the transmission, because when I took it apart it was completely bone dry and all the bearings were completely toasted in there. So that's what I put in it. If you guys want to know, it's a heavy duty black grease. Smells like peanut butter kind of, but looks like Vegemite. Just love the way these engines look. These red-headed CV engines. These things are great. You know, I think honestly, if OS were to start making these again, they would sell like hotcakes. Same with if Team Associated start making the Rc10gt again. If both those companies got together and they started putting these kits together like this again, man, oh man, they'd sell 1 million of them. I'm sure of that, 100%. I think they should. Should all start a petition. Anyways, take it easy, guys.